President's address is the government's assessment of the state of the union today. And I stand before you to vehemently disagree with that assessment and to ask the most important question that faces us all. What is the kind of republic we want? What is the India that we want today? What is our idea of India that we are willing to stand up for, fight for, be abused for, get jailed for? Ours is a living constitution. It breathes as long as we are willing to breathe life into it. Otherwise, it's just a piece of paper, black and white, that can be smudged into shades of grey by any majoritarian government. An elected government bears the people's trust to uphold the constitution, both in letter as well as in spirit. If the government fails, we all fail. So it is not enough for Indians to sit back and watch and wish each other a happy Republic Day. This government wants to alter history. They are fearful of the future and they mistrust the present. Robert F. Kennedy in the 1960s had warned of such hateful forces. The Honorable President, early on in his address, speaks about freedom fighters who secured India's rights. He speaks of Guru Tegh Bahadur, V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. But this is just lip service. In reality, recalling India's past, a past of decency, a past of plurality, a past of secularism, makes this government very, very insecure. So the Disallow Republic Day floats from West Bengal, from Tamil Nadu, from Kerala, floats on Netaji, who taught us to say Jai Hind, floats on Subramaniam Bhartiyar, who said that even if Indians are divided, they are still the child of one mother, floats on V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, who even when he was threatened with being imprisoned on sedition, refused to stop his political activity, and floats on Sri Narayan Guru, who picked up a rock and consecrated it as Erava Shiva. The invocation of an imaginary past, however, goes on and on. This government has reinvented Savarkar as a freedom fighter. The apology letter he wrote to the British, begging for release, is now being recast as some kind of strategic masterstroke. The appropriation of Bhagat Singh, who was staunchly anti-fascist. The appropriation of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who banned the RSS after becoming Home Minister. The President's address refers to Netaji on multiple occasions. I will remind this Republic that this is the same Netaji who said, the government of India should have an absolutely neutral and impartial attitude towards all religions. Would Netaji have approved of a Hardwar Dharam Sansad that issues blood-curdling calls for Muslim genocide? On June 14, 1938, in Kumilla, now Bangladesh, Netaji said, communalism has raised its ugly head in an all-out nakedness. Netaji's Indian National Army's insignia was Tipu Sultan's springing tiger. The same Tipu Sultan that you erased from our textbooks, after whom you cannot bear to name roads or sports stadiums. The INA's mottos were three Urdu words, Ittihad, Itmad, and Kurbani. Unity, trust, and sacrifice. The same Urdu language that this government is so delighted to replace with Hindi as the first and official language of Jammu and Kashmir. The President's address refers to Khadi being a symbol of consciousness under the leadership of Bapu. But the unholy Dharam Sansad's issue calls to kill Bapu all over again. You have already succeeded in glorifying Gandhi's assassins. But just for the sake of those children who will grow up watching Beating the Retreat without his favorite hymn, let me remind you of some of the lyrics. Come not in terror as the King of Kings, but kind and good, with healing in thy wings. Tears for all, a heart for every plea. Come, friends of sinners, abide with me. The President's speech lauds these great personalities for fighting for our rights, but in reality, the masters of our republic fear their own irrelevance if in future India and Indians are actually guaranteed the rights and liberties enshrined in our constitution.